Welcome back to Charmed Persons. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome, Sophie, our cast member for season 5, who was not with us last week.
Woo!
But we've got a full cast now, and without further ado, let's just get right into a recap of last week's episode. Um, here we go. In our last session, a group of survivors from the Hoover Dam settlement outside Las Vegas were heading southeast for the promise of supplies. Nick Weber, the man with golden retriever energy, played by Michael Brigance, navigated while Roy Barker, member of the settlement and resident funny guy, drove. In the back seat, Vincent Vedecci, the former inmate with a checkered past, played by Eric Younglove, was forced to reminisce his time crossing the country while he was bombarded with questions from Sarah Myers, another member of the community. A young firecracker with a little brother who had a knack for sneaking around. Drew Myers, said sneaky brother, played by Angie Forshee, was revealed after a tossed backpack, but allowed to continue on the journey. Not long after that, the road was suddenly populated by a herd of infected individuals. The car slammed into them and flipped over and over down the road. Our party survived, but eventually found themselves falling unconscious, to which they woke, finding themselves in the Las Vegas Correctional Facility, and prisoners of a rival faction, Southwestern Resistance Society. Soon enough, our group of survivors were introduced to their fellow prisoners, as well as most of the guards. Finally, the leader of this faction and warden of this prison introduced himself, Jack Teller. The group was divided up into job assignments, with Drew getting a special assignment as Jack's assistant, or his gopher, as he called it. Jack showed Drew the encampment and showed him that maybe it wasn't as easy as Jack just being a bad guy. Our survivors also befriended the fellow prisoners, mainly Tyler and Missy, while being wary of Katie. The first day had come to a close, and our party had learned a lot about their captors. They learned who to talk to, who not to talk to, as well as started to find the opportunities to plan a potential escape. Our session ended with Nick finding himself being woken up to his new roommate and our last cast member, the charismatic, well-dressed Tom Brennan, which will now be played by Sophie. Sophie, would you like to describe what Nick and the stream sees?
So they see a bit of a raggedy curmudgeon wearing remnant clothes from a world left long ago, part of an ensemble put together to be a bit of a showman, close-up magician that used to do quick trips or quick tricks on doing street performances and stuff like that. And is still kind of hanging on to that world and that past and wearing that now. Very fond of a golden age of Las Vegas and yeah, trying to keep that magic alive.
Amazing, yes. And as you are brought into your cell, you are brought in by a guard that the rest of the party has not met yet. Spence Orbick. He is the son of Gary, and has a very just kind of cold look to his eyes as he shoves Tom into the cell. And Tom, you meet your new roommate, who you did not have when you went into solitary, Nick Weber. And the two of you meet each other. The cell door is closed in a huff, locked, and you are face to face.
I'll get up off my bed. Oh man, you're the magician? Is it true you're like actually like you're like a magician?
Yeah, that's at least what I used to do. They took my cards away.
Yes.
I don't really have much tricks except for this one. Holds a coin from behind your ear.
Ah! This is so sorry. No, that is so freaking cool. Yes. Okay. Oh, hey, I'm Nick. Hey, nice to meet you. Man, I was so worried. I was like, oh, am I gonna get like stuck with someone that's gonna like, I don't know, like stab me in the face or something in the middle of the night? I heard it was like a magician. So And I love magic.
Well, hey, it's not too often you can find people who are that enthusiastic about it these days. I'm happy to meet you, Nick, and yeah. So I was just in ISO for a good amount of time, so
Oh shit!
I'm just gonna sit down
Hey.
for a sec.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Sit. So why were you in solitaire?
Well, last rotation, I tried to steal a bottle of booze from the kitchen and got caught. So
Yeah, the people here kind of suck.
yeah, they. I mean, uh, stumble into town and get picked up. Now all of a sudden you're working in a labor camp.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, this is a great place, but I'm like, you're kind of forcing people to do hard labor, so I don't know how great it is. And they're like, no, and they try to hit me with their guns. It's not a good system.
Yeah, no, not too open to democracy. These folks. So, what about you? What? How?
Oh, I'm with this group. We're from Hoover Dam. I don't know if you know. Like, there's
And yeah, just to let you know, Sophie, you might be just flat out aware of this settlement from your time like in the area, but you've definitely heard members of the SRS talking about the Hoover Dam settlement, and from what you've heard, the Hoover Dam settlement is like they're like at odds with each other with the SRS, and the people at the Hoover Dam settlement are always painted in like kind of a bad, if not violent, light in passing conversations. So that is what you would hear from the SRS about the Hoover Dam community.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
we're from Hoover Dam. We were on a supply run, and everything was totally chill. And then we like ran into like a horde. Car flipped over, and then creepy dude with who's always smoking. What's his name? Big guy in charge. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. You're talking about Jack Teller.
Jack. Yeah, so he rescued us. And then he's like, well, you owe us, and like you're gonna make it back by like indentured servitude. And I'm like, it's kind of suspicious in my opinion. Now we're here.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, it's a racket. They pick you up, they put you to work. But then they start charging you for meals and charging you for the bed, and then it's like, well, pretty quickly you realize you're here for life. I mean, come
They're
on.
gonna start charging us to sleep here.
Well, I mean, you didn't think it was gonna be free, huh? They
But
just
it's
take
like,
it out of your paycheck. They don't. There's no money that really changes.
oh, okay. I was like, well, we're like kept here, so like, how can we make money? I was really confused. I mean, some of them, like, there's the one, Maria. She's pretty, like, she's pretty chill. Um, and then there's the one with the short hair. She tried to hit me with a gun. I don't really like her. Ray, yeah. And then Katie, no.
Yeah, no, that bitch is a narc for sure.
For sure. And then Joe's like super horny for me, but like that's kind of all I got so far. It's like my impression of what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like you got a good read, good eye for people. It seems.
I see people. I see them. See them
You're
real
here
good.
You're here with a crew. You said.
Yeah. There's how many? There's what? 5 of us, Zach.
Yeah, the 3 of you and 2. Yeah, 5 total.
Yeah, there's 5 of us. One of us is a kid. He's actually probably taking like a mad shit next door because yesterday he had like a plate of Vienna sausages and like a basket of bread and then like 5 sloppy joes at night. So it's gonna be
I thought
dark.
you meant that he was scared at first.
No. I'm saying that toilet's about to be dark sided like in about 5 minutes. Like
Who's
some
sharing a
nefarious
cell with
shits.
him? I could not imagine.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be like some toxic, like if you thought like you could get infected from like a bite, I'm sure that whatever's happening in that cell is gonna be like spore level, don't go in there.
Oh, well, again, happy to meet you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. I mean, I'm not like happy you're here. It sucks that we're in
what did
here.
you eat yesterday?
I'm mostly stuck to like bread. I had some rice because I just don't trust. I see the meat and I'm like, is that a person? You know what
Yeah, I mean, you eat enough meat in the wasteland, eventually you're gonna get a taste for people.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with you on that.
All right, well, and as the two of you continue to have a nice little small talk conversation, we find ourselves eventually asleep for the evening, our perspectives, and during this slumber, dreams in the form of memories come to you all. And we will start with you, Vincent. Vincent.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Vincent, you find yourself, you're outside, and
Finally.
you are you are being taken to meet with someone, and this person you're being taken to meet is none other than Kevin Prizer. Kevin being the leader of the Hoover Dam settlement. This is a memory of when you first showed up at Hoover Dam a few years ago. And you see that Vincent is currently cleaning out the shoe of a horse as you approach him. And he finishes his job and kind of gives the horse a gentle slap, and it trots off as he turns to look back at you. Hi, you're Vincent, right?
You can call me Vinny, but yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, no, I heard that we had a newcomer, and well, I'm trying to make it a point to meet everybody. You know, don't want any crazies.
Hey, I can respect that. There's a lot of nutso people out there.
Yeah, that's the truth. So, well, let's get right down to it. My name's Kevin Prizer. I was a mechanic here at Hoover when the outbreak occurred, and I've been here since it occurred. And I've built, along with the help of people I care about, a community of people who work together, care about each other, and respect one another. And we do that by being honest with one another, protecting one another, and searching for supplies, for people, for anything and everything. Running is a big part of our community here.
Yeah.
So that's me, and anything else you'll need to give me a glass of whiskey and a steak to learn. But
You guys got steak here?
well, pork steak. But
That's
hey,
not bad. That's pretty
it's not
good.
bad, right?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, hey, I have to do it. So, where are you from?
Well, I'm kind of from all over.
Yeah.
Spent time in many different groups. Started a few, didn't
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
Just really bounced around, kind of looking to set some roots down.
Well, Vincent, I'm not going to ask you what you've done in your past to get to this point because I know I'm not going to like the answer.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to share with you what I've done. And I think we can both respect that.
I like that. I like that.
All right. Well, good. So I just need you to tell me one thing. You know, if I tell Harry here to just walk away and the grounds are yours and welcome to Hoover, do I need to be worried?
No, not unless. No, you don't have to be worried about me. I'm just looking to put my nose down and do good work and hopefully help this community flourish.
All right. Well, you're not going to be able to keep that nose down easily. We got a lot of nosy birds here.
Anyone in particular I should look out for?
No, just we thrive as a community because of what we share with one another, and that's everything.
Yeah, I can respect that.
All right. Well, I'll keep my eye on you, Benny. But welcome to Hoover.
You're using the wrong shoe size on that horse. I don't want to be a stickler, but kind of.
Benny, don't tell me you know about animals.
It's kind of my thing.
Oh, come here. He puts his arm around you and he's like, thank God. And he just like starts telling you all the issues that they've been having. And the memory kind of fades away or turns into another dream as your sleep continues. And then we find ourselves with Nick. Nick, you are at the gym. You are currently holding up a pair of homemade sparring gloves, which are glorified pillows and duct tape. And Sarah Myers is there sparring with you. And she gives you a couple combinations, jab, jab, hook, jab, jab, uppercut, over and over again as you drill into her. And then, the timer clicks off for 60 seconds. She stops, takes a breath. Okay, can we be done? Can we be done for today? I'm done. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
I think you have one more minute in you.
Nick.
No.
You said that 2 minutes ago.
And hey, I was right. You had more in you. I think you have more. You can still do this.
She starts like taking off. No. I'm done. Thank you. I'm done. And she starts taking off the duct tape.
All right. But you know what this means? I'm gonna have you do another extra one tomorrow. All right?
Okay. Yeah, sure. She starts laughing. She says, "Hey, I heard that Drew was in here the other day with you."
Yeah, he keeps asking if he can train with me.
Yeah. And what do you tell him?
I mean, you know him. He's like super persistent. So like, you can tell him no, but then he's gonna like ask you like 15 more times.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like you said, he's gonna keep asking you. I keep finding the kid sneaking around, and mom's worried, and I'm worried, and I don't know. I trust you, Nick. You've always been good to me. You've been good to all of us, and I just, yeah, I think it would be good for him.
All right. I mean, if it's cool with you, then yeah, sure. I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, he's got to have an outlet, something, right?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. I appreciate it.
You okay?
Yeah, I feel like I need to get out. I feel like I've been cramped in these halls for a little bit too long. How do you always have, like, such a good attitude about everything?
I don't know. Just always been kind of go with the flow, I guess. It's another really like, I don't know. Things can be bad, but I'm always like, well, could be worse. So it's, sort of, yeah, we're in this dam and the world's kind of stopped, but thinking like, okay, well, I'm not having my fingernails removed in some weird fucked up torture situation.
What the fuck? What?
It's what I'm saying. Always can be worse. I'm still alive. I can still do stuff. I'm doing okay.
You're right. That is decidedly worse for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, it's inspiring in a way and annoying in a lot of others.
I get that.
Yeah. I mean,
Just
go. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just like whenever I feel kind of like cramped up, it just always helps to like, go outside, even if it's just a couple minutes, just breathe in some actual air.
Well, you know what? If you hear about any runs soon, thank you for your girl, okay?
All right. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think I have that much, pull or anything, but
I don't know, just
yeah.
keep your ear to the ground for me.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Cool. She puts up her fist for the the little double tap that you guys do with each other, and that memory starts to fade away as well, as we jump into the slumber of young Drew, who is currently in the fetal position facing the wall after having a harrowing experience with Joe at the end of last week's session. But in your dream, you find yourself with a similar feeling of shame and embarrassment. And as those feelings pulse through your body, they affect your mind and they affect your dreams. And you have a dream of a recent memory of a conversation with your mother. Your mother, Mary, here's Mary for you. And
played by Carrie Coon.
I don't know who that is, but I bet it's accurate. And she has you sat down in front of her, and she just kind of sighs. Honey, I don't even really know where to begin. I mean, outside of the walls completely? You didn't tell anybody? You didn't... I mean, what were you thinking?
Fine. I was fine.
You ended up being fine, but you were at risk of being very not fine, Drew.
Only for a minute. It wasn't even a big deal.
If Roy wasn't there, who knows what would have happened? Maybe you would have been able to take care of yourself. Maybe. Or maybe you would have taken yourself away from me and your sister. And Drew, I get it. I mean, I can't imagine what you're going through. When I grew up, I mean, it was a different time, and I can't wrap my head around what it must be like to be a child in this world the way it is now, and it sucks that you see concrete walls more than you see the sun. I understand. I know. But until you are big enough to take care of yourself completely, it's just too dangerous, honey. I'm not doing this to punish you. I'm not doing this because I'm mad at you. I'm doing this because I have to. And I know you don't understand that. I know you don't. And I know it just sounds like I'm reprimanding you, but I just... I don't know. You have anything to say?
Have you ever thought of just leaving?
Leaving Hoover?
Yeah, I bet there's a million places that aren't underground or in the dark all the time or don't have like food, or people are mad all the time and everything has to be above ground and we have to go up and get it, and then we're at risk, or like there's always danger or whatever. Like that there is, like, who knows what's out there.
True. I need you to understand one thing. And that is that there is no place that you're safe. You are not safe here. You are not safe, and I need you to hear me when I say that. It breaks my heart to tell you that, Drew, but you are not safe. Not in this world. It doesn't exist. It is dangerous out there. Even if there is a place that is nicer, which, yes, I know that those probably do exist, what is between us and them is death, honey. You're old enough now that you need to hear that and understand that. But when you are a grown man, you can decide what you want to do for your life. But until then, you are mine. Mine to take care of. And I need you to stay where there are people who can protect you. Promise me.
Fine.
Say it. Say it. I can't hear you.
I promise.
Oh, that's so little weak. Are you so weak? Come on, can't you be louder than that? She starts like trying to tickle you. Can't you be louder? Or are you just a tiny
Mom,
little
I'm
baby
12.
boy?
I'm 12.
Are you a tiny? And as this memory
Stop.
kind of, as you start to eventually fade this memory, the feeling still lingers into the morning. Tom, you also have a dream, a memory. This memory is one of your more recent ones. You are also being taken somewhere to meet someone, except this is a familiar location. You have been recently captured by the SRS and are being taken to meet the leader of the community, Jack Teller. And as you enter a office room, you see a man currently cleaning his pistol sitting at the desk. He looks up as you walk in, and he kind of nods his head, and he gestures for you to sit down in the seat in front of him. You are handcuffed, but no restraints other than that. And you sit down, and he continues what he's doing. Definitely, you know this type of guy. This is a power move. He's making you wait. He's making you ready until he is good and ready to start the conversation. So there's a good moment of silence or two. And then eventually he completely combines the gun, checks the chamber, and puts it in a holster on the side of his leg. And he kind of leans back. So what's your name?
Tom Brennan. May have heard of me. It's pretty famous back in the day.
Sorry. Can't say that I have. So you're from the area?
Yeah, I been in Vegas probably 30 years now.
Well, you're lucky we were able to find you and make sure you were okay.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very grateful. Thanks so much for checking in on me.
Of course.
Don't know why this is necessary.
Oh, well, I suppose I should introduce myself. My name's Jack Teller, and we are the SRS, the Southwestern Resistance Society. And unfortunately, Tommy boy, you have, well, you now know where we are. And that's knowledge that we really just can't have out there. But we're not monsters, so we're not gonna kill you. We're going to give you a chance at your freedom. Or, should you wish, and you gain our trust, we would gladly welcome you into this community. But, obviously we can't do that right away. And so we're gonna need to observe you, learn more about each other. I'm sure you understand, Tom. If you've been here this long, it's just the way this world is now. Trust is a currency unlike any other.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think I could forget the location pretty easily. I'm pretty cheap to buy, you know. I think there's pretty easy ways to do that. I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frontal lobotomy, you know. So you maybe just take these cuffs off and give me a bottle of hooch, and I forget this pretty easily.
Jack chuckles. And he says, "You're a funny guy, Tommy boy. I like that. But as much as I like that, as much as I like you, you know, rules are rules, and they've kept me and my community alive. I have people to protect, Tom. I have women, children that need my help, and." You know, whereas I would love to imagine that you are a stand-up guy, maybe you are a, you know, troublemaker, trouble seeker. Maybe you're a spy from a rival community. Maybe you're from those godforsaken people at the dam. But no matter what you say, it's not going to prove anything to me. It's not going to convince me of anything. I am a man of action. Actions speak so much louder than words. Don't you agree, Tom?
Yeah, it's hard to argue with you there.
So, we're going to keep you under our watchful eye, and in the meantime, you're going to contribute to this community, as is, of course, something I'm sure you would want to do, because we will be providing you with food and shelter, and water, and all the necessary capabilities to be alive in this world as we know it. Listen, Tom, I'm not gonna bullshit you. It sucks. It does. But it is what it is. You know? And if you... He leans forward, putting his feet down off the desk. If you cause me any issues, Tom, well, I'm not a monster, but I know some. Okay? I'm gonna need a verbal acknowledgement from you here, bud.
Hear you loud and clear, boss.
Love it. Loving the energy. All right, great. And he reaches out and he shakes your hand firmly. And you, the vision fades from you as you are woken up by the sound of clanging, as are the rest of you from your slumbers. Yeah, just as we said off stream, with this being the second night, those of you who had health, you have gained that back. So you are feeling pretty much rested after the wreck. Yeah, so you all wake up to the sound of clanging, and you are all brought into the common area before you will be taken to breakfast. But you all wake up. Those of you who are not in Nick's room see Tom come out of the room with Nick. And Tom, just to remind you and to remind our viewers, the way you are escorted out of this room is the door opens. You are told to put your hands on the wall, and a person walks in, cuffs you, walks you out. You remain cuffed as the process is repeated. There is a person that is watching the growing line of people. There is a person that is opening the cell doors and handcuffing you, and there is a person accompanying that person. So there are 3 guards total in this process. As this is... sorry, what, Angie? You're muted, I think, maybe.
Never mind.
You gotta say it. No, you gotta.
No, I said it twice, and now I'm like, meh.
That tree is very large. No, far away. Okay, Mitch Hedberg. Sorry.
Ah!
Okay, as we
What
continue.
guards are around?
Okay, so yeah, those of you, I mean, everybody would know. So, the guard that opens the door is the same one who did it on the first day, Ben. Behind him is Ray, the woman with short shotgun, and the person watching the rowing line, Terrence. Does anybody, you know what? Oh, Zach. You. You ignorant slut. We'll start with Vincent and Tyler's room. So your door, you hear a knock on your door, clang clang. All right, touch the walls.
Morning, gentlemen.
You are taken out of the room. No one really.
I do want to just ask Terrence, like, hey, you got a bum of smoke? I don't know if that's allowed.
You do that as Terrence is like watching the line, and as Ben and Ray are walking away from you to go get Tyler. Well, actually, it's just Ben walking back and forth. Ray kind of stands. And Terrence looks at you, and he says, he kind of like looks around.
Been a couple days.
Maybe if I catch you on an assignment outside, I can see if something can be done.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. Tyler's brought back, and then Nick and Tom's door is knocked on. Cling, cling. All right, men, touch the wall. Both of you do so. Tom does.
I think as I see Ray, I'll do it, but as I see Ray, I'm like, it's me, favorite indentured servant forced to do some hard labor.
She is pissed. She just like kind of scoffs and rolls her eyes. Since you both do comply, you are handcuffed and taken outside. As you are taken past Ray, Nick, she spits on the floor right as you walk past her.
Yeah, that's not going to really work. We need to go to cleaning solution and a rag to really get that to shine. Spit's not really going to cut it.
Ben, like, you see Ray, like, almost do something, and Ben, taking this moment, like, shoves you and pushes you forward. But you can tell that he's not, you can tell that he was doing it so that Ray didn't hit you. And Ben shoves you forward. Just get in the line with everybody else.
Hey.
And then finally, Sarah and Katie are brought out. Roy is brought out by himself, and then finally, Missy, Drew. You hear a door on your cell. All right, touch the wall. Missy kind of rolls her eyes, gets up, touches the wall.
My stomach hurts.
Ben comes in and takes you both out.
I fart the whole way.
Nick, you very clearly can tell that Drew is suffering intestinal. And then you are all escorted by these 3 guards through the underground tunnel that takes you up to the casino cafeteria that has been outfitted to be a prison cafeteria with chain link fence wrapped around half of it. You are all served a mediocre meal of powdered eggs and what looks and smells like bacon. And as well as that same old bread, just like some more loaves of bread. And that is what is provided for you at the serving table. I'm assuming
I only eat 3 plates.
You only eat 3 plates. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm assuming our Hoover people all grab a table together. Tom, we'll just say, for the sake of this, you are last in line. You see all the Hoover people get together. You see at another table, Tyler and Katie are eating together, and then you see that Missy is actually eating by herself. Tends to do. What would you like?
I don't know. I think Nick is pretty chatty, but also like this is the first time he gets to hang out with his crew. So
Yeah.
I would get a table nearby
Okay.
the crew.
So you see,
You
along with them, you see a woman with brunette hair, a red baseball cap. This is Sarah Myers, Drew's older sister. I'll say you can see the resemblance. And then also with them is a verging on middle-aged man, Roy Barker. Seems
Cool dude.
pretty. He is a cool dude, but he seems pretty pissed and continues to feel pretty upset about this situation. But you are all kind of gathered together. Tom sits at a table near all of you. Sarah kind of looks at you, Nick, and says, "What's up with this guy?"
Oh, my roommate.
Sure, yeah.
He's awesome. He pulled a quarter out of my ear last night. Not
He's
like
the
for real,
magician.
not like in a magician way. Not like I had something in my ear and he like he did surgery on it. He's just really good at. He's a good magician. It's really cool.
You never trust a magician. That's one thing I've learned.
Why?
They're just always ready to pull a trick on you. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a cool trick.
Roy looks at Vinny and nods his head and says, "It's a vibe thing, man."
Yeah.
No, it's cool.
Did you get to keep the
Yeah.
quarter?
Nah, he kept it.
Yep. See.
Where is he?
But I didn't know it was there, so it wasn't like he stole something of mine. He just was like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Sarah points
No,
to
I
where
got
Tom
it.
is sitting, Drew, and says, "Don't look." Obviously, but really. Drew.
He's cool. I'm telling y'all, he's cool.
He looks
Cool
kind
enough,
of scary.
cool enough to help us get out of here.
Well, if anybody can.
Well, I mean, they threw him in
Magician.
solitary, right? So, like, he's not, like, super, like, buddy with Jack. So, come on.
Unless that's what they want us to think.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they knew that Katie was a poor performer, and so they sent in Tom.
No. No, I trust my gut. He's a good guy.
How you feeling, bud?
How's your gut feeling?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of trusting your gut,
You
These
okay,
eggs
bub?
aren't bad.
Yeah.
No, they're actually pretty okay.
Sarah kind of like saddles like she's already sitting next to you, and she kind of just gets a little bit closer, Drew. She just like kind of to the outside people, it just kind of looks like she's just like casually giving you like a big sister side hug. But she whispers to you, "Hey, are you okay? I just feel like I heard something go down in your room."
I would like to imagine you could see
Oh yeah,
like the crusted blood of like a split lip
for sure.
and like a little bit of swelling.
Yeah, I would say that the rest of you can see that as well.
Yeah.
Tom, probably you might just think it's from the wreck or something like that, but the rest of you would know that Drew did not have that when he left you last night. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Listen, you gotta try to not backtalk these people, okay? It's worse than mom and dad, okay? It's not like they'll just get mad at you, they might hurt you. And I just need you to be careful, okay? I'm not with you all day, bub, and I can't. I don't know,
I just think that Joe guy is an asshole. I don't think that everybody here is like that.
Okay, well, just promise me you'll be careful, okay?
Whatever.
Right. Breakfast kind of continues on, as regular. after, or when it gets close to the end of an hour, Ben and Ray. By the way, I didn't say this, but the other guards at the meals, there are like at least 5 or 6 guards. So more guards have joined at the meals because that's when it's the largest gathering of prisoners, and away from their cells. And as this is happening, Ben and Ray walk up to Drew and Nick and say, Ben says, Drew, Nick, I need you to follow us for assignment today.
What do you mean?
Well, you're being taken to see Jack, both of you, for your assignment today.
Me?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know, just come on.
He's kind of cool. You might like him.
And as this is happening and you guys are taken away, the rest of you kind of are just there having breakfast still. So we'll come back to that because it's not the exact end of the hour. But the two of you who are taken outside of the cafeteria, you are taken to Jack, who is waiting outside, and he is standing there next to Joe. The two of them are talking. And as you approach, Jack kind of like nods and looks. And Ben stays, but Ray goes back inside. And Jack looks over at the two of you as you approach. Hello, good morning. So, first and foremost, Joe. And Joe steps forward. I'm sorry, Drew, for hitting you last night. I don't like smart ass kid, and Joe like elbows him hard. And Joe, I'm sorry. And Jack clears his throat very loudly, and Joe looks over and is like, "Come on, man." And Jack, I mean, he gives Joe a look that like almost scares Drew, even though it's even directed at Joe. It is a look of authority on Jack's face that Drew has not seen yet. And Joe shrinks back a little bit, and you guys are actually sorry. I wish I had like a producer. Okay, so you guys aren't in the kitchen anymore. You're outside. So as this is happening, Joe shrinks back, and he kneels down, and he's on his knees in front of you, Drew. So he's like at eye level with you now. Joe is.
Okay.
And Jack says, Drew, you don't have to, but if you want a little payback for how you were treated last night, here it is. You get 1 shot. It's what you are owed.
Hey, Drew, you don't gotta do this.
I look at Nick, and I look at Jack.
Jack just like, he's like, he just kind of nods firmly and just waits expectantly. You see Joe is looking at you with like very angry eyes, and is like almost like you can almost hear a growl in his stomach as he's staring at you, giving you this death glare, and you are reminded of the pain that he caused you last evening.
I'll look at Jack one last time.
Jack, as you look at Jack, he looks at Nick, like just by the eyes, and then looks back at you, Drew, and he looks at Joe and then nods.
I'm gonna like really speedily like put my hand up and towards Joe's face Does he flinch?
Ooh, okay. How about this? Roll a parkour check. It's basically your agility because I think you might
Natural
be...
20. +6, that's my highest.
Yeah, with a nat 20, he just fully doesn't expect it, and you go and he flinches, and Jack...
Go
ahead.
I don't hit him though.
Jack bursts out laughing. He bursts out laughing. He shoves Joe to the ground. He's 12 years old, Joe. and Jack puts up a high five.
I high five Jack.
As you high five Jack, Nick, roll a search check for me.
At one point, like after he flinches and after that high five, I just want to look at Joe and just like really low, like almost so Joe can only Joe can hear it. I just want to say, don't let it happen again.
Roll a threaten check for me. Nick, what did you get?
10.
10? Okay, you don't notice anything.
That is only a 13.
Okay, 13. He comes back up, super frustrated, like dusting himself off. And he, like, as he's like coming back up, you say that, and he looks at you, and you don't, you're 12 years old. You don't scare him.
Yeah.
But you see him take you seriously, and he's almost confused by that for a second. And he stands back up. And as he stands back up, Jack puts a hand on Joe's shoulder, and you see Joe flinch. It is a strong grip that Jack's putting on his shoulder. And Jack says, "We don't treat people who don't deserve it that way, do we, Joe?" Joe says, "Nope, we don't." And Jack says, "All right, learn your lesson or else I'm going to let him loose next time." And he gives you a wink, Drew. And Joe kind of just scoffs and then, like, gets back right next to Jack with his arms crossed. And Jack looks at you, Drew, and says, "All right, well, you're still with me today, but if that's all right with you." Nick. I've heard your complaints, and I've heard that, you've had a little bit of tension between you and some of the guards, and I just kind of want to nip that here in the bud now. So, if you don't want to work for us, Nick, you don't have to. You're going to stay here for our protection, the protection of our community. That's not going to change until you show me that it can. But if you really feel as if you are being forced into labor that you don't want to do, that's fine. Say the word. Just tilts his head condescendingly.
Oh, I mean, what do I know, right? I'm just a big stupid guy. That's all I hear. That's all I'm here for, right?
No. That, and he points to Joe, is a big stupid guy. I feel like you're smart. So, if you want to spend all day in your cell with no really escape other than your meals, you can do that. But I gotta keep you under watch. So you're either working or you're a homebody. Which I get, Not everybody is set for the life of actual hard, honest work.
Look, did a good job. I built your shitty wall that's not going to last for like 5 seconds because it's not even like really cement. It's not even really bricks. I did that. I washed the clothes all right. Just Ray was being kind of shitty. And so I messed around a little bit. And then when she tried to hit me in the face with her gun, I just kind of held it. I didn't hit her back. I did a good job. Sorry if I don't love doing slave labor.
It's not slave labor, Nick. You have the power to decide not to do it.
Right, it's just labor that you make us do in order to earn freedom. That's totally cool and ethical and shit.
Like I said, I have a community to protect. What else would you advise that I do, Nick? Just trust you?
Yeah.
You think you've done something to earn my trust, Nick?
Look, I mean, I know it's a shitty world out there, but you're acting like this is the only solution. Like there aren't other, settlements out there that are totally cool and normal where people actually have, a say in what goes on and aren't kept in a jail cell and that can just exist. You're acting like this is the only solution and it's just not. Again, I'm happy to keep doing the good work that I did for you yesterday, but you're not going to change my mind that this is a good place to be.
Yeah. Such a bad man. With all the power that I hold, and it's a good chunk, I could do all kinds of things. I could make sure that you and your friends, well, don't return home. But that's not what I'm doing. I could open my arms to you, trust you, and then you could stab me in the back and people that I love and care about will get hurt. Both of those options are pretty shitty. I found one in the middle. I'm sorry it doesn't work for you. But it is what it is. Joe? And Joe just walks up and grabs you and starts to take you inside.
I'll go.
Okay.
Actually, as I'm being led away,
I am listening to you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I'll just kind of, as I can, turn to look at Drew.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you can do that.
And just go, have fun with your friend.
As he's being taken away, Jack just kind of shakes his head. He points in the direction that Nick went. I mean, Drew, you can see I tried. He complained about working. I offered him no work. What he's asking of me is something that I can't do. I am extending the olive branch as much as I can, and I'm getting an attitude like that. I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I'm sorry if Joe really spoiled for you what this place could be. He doesn't have the power to do what he did. And I don't know. Maybe giving you free range, Adam, wasn't the right thing to do, but in my eyes, if you are wronged by somebody, it is your right to right that wrong. I think that's a fair way to look at the world, don't you? You're muted.
That I think so.
I mean, did you? What could I have done better there with Nick? I mean, you know these people. Do you have any advice for me, Drew?
I feel like as a kid who's grown up in this and has just watched his parents may have been good parents, but they're gonna say what they're gonna say to him to get him to do what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like I can sense that. I mean, I can roll a vibe check.
Oh, are you trying to see a nefarious?
Yeah, I mean, I know that he wants me to tell him things.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because you're a 12-year-old boy, I'm gonna require a vibe check. I'm not gonna say it's impossible for you to know that, but there's also a good world where you wouldn't.
Yeah. It's only a 10, so.
Okay, so for what I'll say is for a 10, because it's not a horrible role. What I'll
No.
say is you feel uncomfortable by it. You don't know why
Yeah.
you feel uncomfortable by it, but it's
Okay.
weird. It's a weird vibe. You're getting a weird vibe.
Yeah, like I like Nick. I love Nick.
Yeah, and you don't,
yeah.
and so I'm not gonna say like I don't think Drew would flat out think Jack is a bad guy. Jack's doing something wrong, but I do think that Drew would like, if anything, genuinely want them to like want Jack. If anything, I would say with a 10, if anything, Drew has this feeling of genuinely wanting Jack to understand how good Nick is.
Yeah.
Not come to the defense of Nick because Drew feels that Jack is wrong, but come to the defense of Nick because Drew feels like Jack must just not be seeing the side of Nick that is actually kind of a thing, you know?
I would say then to Jack, Nick is like the coolest guy.
Yeah.
Of like all of us here. Like Roy's pretty cool, Sarah's whatever. Nick is like the coolest. You know, I was kind of scared of Vincent for a little bit, but he's pretty cool. He was in prison once, or for a long time.
You see him.
I think only one time.
You see him clock that piece of information.
I did good. Yeah, I'll just like keep telling him like all the stuff that Nick has like taught me.
Yeah.
And how I think that Nick is like better suited to be like, yeah, I'll just say like Nick is better suited to be like working with people, not
like. Do you think that Drew would be like Nick should be walking around with us? Like, do you think like
yeah,
that Drew
yeah,
would
I
feel
would
that
be like
way,
he should be doing something like in the public eye, or like he should be like talking to the people. Like he's really good at
all right, well,
like organizing activities, and he like has a gym at home, and he like taught me everything I know.
I really appreciate you saying that, because that means that it is something that I'm doing wrong, and
no, it's not wrong.
Yeah,
it's just different.
You know, Drew, it's hard being responsible for so many people, you know?
Yeah. That seems hard.
Maybe I am making decisions I shouldn't, but I'm trying my best, you know? Well, there's someone I want you to meet. Follow me. And he starts walking away. And you keep up with him. Meanwhile, man, new season. Nick is brought back into the cafeteria with the rest of you, and then you see that Drew is not with him, and because Nick decided to continue to work, he is split up into job assignments. Unless there is anything in particular you want to do, you are taken to your different job assignments.
There is something that I kind of want to do.
Please.
So you said
break up this schedule. I'm just gonna like keep you guys moving on this schedule, and you break it up when you want to break it up.
Oh yeah. So you said like Missy was kind of by herself, and
yes,
that Katie was eating with someone else. Yeah, you're drinking your water.
Sorry, Tyler, Vinny's roommate.
Tyler. Is Katie sitting kind of within earshot of Missy?
No, I mean Missy specifically sits away from all of you. She likes you guys, but she's not a big fan of company. And I mean, it depends on how loud you're talking, I guess. But I'm saying,
well,
like,
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. Is Katie sitting kind of near anyone else that like I have met and talked to?
Tom, I would say is between, like, Kate. It's like Tyler, Katie. Tom is at a table by himself, and then you guys.
Okay, I want to go up to Tom.
Okay.
And then just loud enough.
Oh, okay.
That Katie, Katie could hear. I'll go. Hold on one second. Yeah, I'll go. Hey, just so you know, I don't know how shit goes down around here, but that Joe guy, man, I think he wants to break us out of here.
Yeah, I kind of look around, like trying to figure out because I am
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I will say,
confused by
is
this.
exactly, yeah, yeah. Are you, Nick? Are you making it? Are you giving Tom any signal that this is obvious, or are you also, or would you be presenting this information to Tom as if?
I'm presenting it as truthful as I
Okay,
can in the
perfect. So
moment.
yeah,
Because I
exactly.
know
So
that Tom and
you
I at least will be able to like meet up at night, and I can be like,
exactly. Oh yeah, no, for sure. So yeah, even if it's in the moment, even if it's still that, still roll a convince check for me, Nick, and then roll a vibe check for me.
okay, okay, 19.
First roll of the season.
Yeah. It can go.
Vibe check. Yeah, is a uh just a +1. Okay, it's a 12.
12. Okay, so what I will say is, as he said, Nick himself can tell you later if it's not truthful. So in the moment, you feel like Nick is like, you don't. I would say that Tom doesn't believe Nick because of Tom's time in the jail. Like he's like, Nick must be reading something off. But what you do think is like, this idiot is loudly saying, like, it's like you don't catch on to the fact that he's doing it on purpose. It's almost like a, no, stop talking, you fucking idiot, kind of like kind of a thing. Like I would feel like that's the way Tom feels about what Nick is saying.
I wouldn't talk too loudly about plans like that.
Oh shit. Okay. And then I'll say, and I still want to. I'll lower my voice, but I still kind of want just enough information to get back to Kate.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And go ahead and roll a search check for me, or actually make it a search or a vibe. Search or vibe.
I'm gonna do vibe because I have +2 to vibe and 0 to search.
Okay, roll a
Baby,
vibe check.
are you
Vibe
coming
makes
for
more
a
sense.
search?
17.
17. You definitely see that Katie is listening and like
Okay.
picking up on the conversation.
Nice.
And yeah, go ahead.
No, it's so we got out there, and I guess that Joe like he hit Drew last night, and Jack was super pissed about it, and he was telling Drew to hit Joe, and that like fucked Joe up. And I like after he was like, Joe brought me back, and Joe is now I think just pissed at Jack. Like that fucked him up, man. It was bad news. So I mean, I don't think I'm gonna like take him up on it because like I don't see how we're gonna actually get out of here like that. But man, Jack made a big enemy. It was bad.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, you do well to keep your voice down. We can talk.
Okay, yeah. We'll talk later.
Right.
That's all.
Okay. You are then taken to your assignments, which for
I am
today,
keeping an eye out
okay.
for Nathan and Rachel. Just keeping, see if I can.
Nate is actually, I will say, because the assignments for today are Nick and Sarah get taken by Joe and Ray to do guns, and then Vincent and Tom get taken by Ben and Maria to work on the perimeter wall. So we will start with Vincent and Tom. You guys are taken outside to the perimeter wall. Bunch of sandstone, gray, old cinder blocks that are being, haphazardly put against a wall with a homemade cement mixture that is like just a horrible. But you're given a spackle, you're given the mixture, you're given blocks, and Tom, you've done all of the assignments by here. You know what's going on, and the two of you start work on the wall as you're being watched by Ben and Maria. And while you were on the perimeter, a couple of times passing, like I would say about 30 feet away from you, you see a tall red-haired man
You said he's tall?
He's tall, and he's a red-haired man, and he's walking.
Interesting.
He's walking.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because in my notes I have that he's a short king.
Listen.
Okay.
Things that I tell you are things that I tell you.
Yep.
Maybe that was on purpose, maybe it wasn't. Maybe I'm an idiot. Or maybe there's something else at play.
It's Maybelline.
Genius.
He's wearing stilts.
It's two kids in a trench coat.
Tom and Vincent, do you guys do anything while you're building this wall?
Yeah,
Try
of
to
course.
gleam anything? Try to do it? Yeah.
Tom has also spent some time incarcerated, and just I think from observing Vincent's behavior, would be like, so when'd you serve time?
I don't quite remember what I said last week, but
Meanwhile, let's call Zach out on missing character details.
no, I just wanted to say that I was like clocking that.
Oh, sure.
Maybe it's not actually Nate. I served Kentucky State Penn. You been in the clink before?
Here in Vegas, before the shit hit the fan, I was locked up in and out. You know, sometimes the magic is a little bit you know, more just robbing people basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I mean, that's I get it. I'm not, yeah. I'm surprised that there's like handcuffs that can hold you though.
Shh. I'm saving that trick for later.
I mean, you think you'd use it maybe to get out of here.
Well, I mean, I'd love to get out of here, but I don't really have a plan beyond making a break for it. So,
right. You know, they what was her name? Missy, right?
Missy, yeah.
She said that you were the one to talk to. Like you pretty much know what's on the up and up around here.
I mean, I've been keeping my eyes open, waiting for my moment. Y'all get
How long have you been here?
Zach, we haven't talked about this.
Yeah. So no, we have not. And I was going to leave that up to you. You know, because you are from the Vegas area. I would say most likely what makes sense, because they are relatively, you know, canon, they are a relatively new settlement that is starting to settle here. By relatively new, I mean like for the past like 5 years maybe. So, you know, it could be a thing where you were at Vegas for a while, went away just to like see what was going on, and then like made your way back, and by the time you came back this new settlement was a thing, and so you walked into an area where you thought was cool. So I would say up to you, whichever you feel is best. I would say at the minimum like 6 months, and then like maximum like 2 years.
Yeah. So let's say not quite a year, like 9 months or so.
Actually, that makes sense, because I think I said Missy's been there the longest, and she's been there a year, so that makes sense.
I haven't been here as long as Missy, but yeah, I've been here for about 9 months. Like I said, I can keep my eyes open, waiting for the opportunity. I know that they've been doing patrols outside the community as well, just to keep an eye on things. So even if I could get past, it's more if I don't have a vehicle or a way to get very far. So
yeah, and you would also know what Drew told the rest of the party last week, which is if it's not a perimeter with people walking around it, it's a perimeter that literally has infected people chained up against the wall, as like a form of security. And then if you get past both of those, it's in the middle of it. So
if you somehow make it out, you're thinking for the last.
I mean, it's also that you also have the majority of the city of Las Vegas, although abandoned, at your disposal, but mainly desert.
You haven't quite earned your freedom then.
Well, I might have been able to earn it up to this point if I could stop getting into trouble. You got to test the fences, so to say, every once in a while, and every time you do that, that kind of puts you deeper into mistrust with these people.
Right. It's kind of a hard hole to dig yourself out of.
Yeah.
Did you know Nate and Rachel? Heard they were the last two to kind of gain trust.
Yeah, they used to be prisoners. That was before I got here, but they have earned, I guess, their way out. But maybe trading a different kind of cell for shelter.
Right. But you didn't actually serve with them or anything.
No, I just know them since they've reacclimated, so to say. I'd say.
Did Missy say that she actually was here with them?
Who?
I can't remember. Missy? Did she?
Yeah, Missy was here with them. Yeah.
She was here with them. Okay.
So it must have been in between those at the time before Tom got here. But I think Tom said something important.
Oh, I didn't catch that. What was that?
Oh, that they have reacclimated, or what I would prefer to say is become class traders. They are working for the prison now, so.
I mean, what would you rather do?
I mean,
die here or live to see the outside?
Tell me the difference between being locked up here and keeping people locked up here, and I'll point you in the direction of a morality question.
They probably got better. They probably get better food, better hours. I don't know.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm sure they've got it a lot better than we do, but I don't know that I have the stomach for keeping people in chains.
I mean, yeah, my stomach's gotten used to all sorts of things over these last 20 years.
Yeah, I
especially those sloppy joes last night.
I heard y'all the diet may have been affecting some of the people in your group.
Yeah.
Drew is fucked.
And as you enjoy a laugh over that, we cut over to Nick and Sarah, who have been taken down into the basement to work on the gun cleaning. Of course, yet again, guns but no ammo. And you pretty much just start working. Joe and Ray are off to the side watching you guys. Joe is super bad, super pissed the entire time. But as you kind of start your shift, Sarah, as you both are working next to each other, says, "Hey, so how did it go with Jack?"
I mean, he pretty much just brought me out there to, like, kind of tell me off for giving some lip, Same thing, like, oh, I'm actually a good guy. You all have the wrong idea about me. I'm super cool. I just happen to, put people in jail against their will, blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Man. We need to talk later about Drew. This isn't a good time, but,
Why? What happened?
He's fine. Like, he's doing some shit that isn't... It's kind of freaking me out.
It's not good that he's with that guy.
Yeah, he's getting... Sarah, I'm sorry, but he's just... It's like, that guy gave him, like, a little bit of power, and he's running with it.
He's a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah, I know. This is a really, like... When you're that age, like, you're super, like... You look up to somebody, you could, like, someone else can come in super quick and, like, make you into someone else like it's nothing. So this could be really bad.
Okay, well, we'll talk, I guess. Yeah. How?
I'll.
She like leans forward. How the fuck are we getting out of here?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. Like, not even a little bit of an idea. We're watched all the time. There's like, all these infected between us and city. And if we did get out to the city, how do we drive back to the dam? You know what I mean? So we're in a really bad spot. Can't lie about that.
Fuck. Scared, Nick.
No, me too.
I was really kind of hoping you'd, be like a big, strong presence and kind of be like, don't be scared. I'm Nick and I'm strong.
One, awesome impression of me.
Shut up.
Two, there's strength in being soft.
Yeah. Yeah, tell it to him. Yeah. I know. All right, well, Ray's really giving us the dirty eyes, so we should.
Oh, she hates me.
Yeah.
But
You hear
yeah,
Joe
does-
kind of like mumble something to Ray, and he walks away.
Oh, damn it.
And it is just Ray there with you. Hey, come back, me. I am here. Okay, there we go. Roll a parkour check for me, Nick.
That's not good. Why parkour? Oh, I actually have pretty good parkour.
Parkour.
That's a 21.
Okay. You sense motion behind you. And turn instinctively, but you're not fast enough as you receive the butt of a rifle into the side of your ribs. As Ray slams it into you. And then you kind of like buckle, and she takes it back, and she's going to swing at you again. What do you do?
I want to try and catch that gun like I did last time.
Okay, she's going to so basically she gets a +4, which is why she rolled a 19 and got a 23.
Sure.
So she gets a +4. So that's an 18. +4 is 22. So I need you to roll a parkour check for me to see if you can beat a 22.
Parkour. If I'm trying to catch it, last time I catched it, I think it was brawn.
Either one. Sorry, I forgot. You're the brawler. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because that's a +6.
Yeah, the agile made sense on the dodge, but on this, yeah, you could definitely roll a brawn check. So go ahead and roll that.
Hold on. 23.
23. Okay, you catch it. After you catch it, she is going to try to rip it from you.
Stop.
Do you stop her from doing that, or try to at least?
I'm not like, if she pulls it away, I'm not gonna like fight her on it, but I'm just looking at her in the eye and be like, yo, stop.
She is going to point the rifle at you. You think it's funny? Fucking embarrassing me? You think that that's funny? All these snide remarks that you've been throwing at me? You like to laugh? Huh?
You'd actually let me like work a little bit? I was gonna actually like apologize.
Oh, convenient. Real convenient.
No, I was.
You see Sarah starting to like trying to like walk behind. Do you
No.
tell her no to?
Sarah, no.
Okay. You say that out loud?
Yeah.
Ray turns around to see that, and like immediately seeing that she's starting to get flanked, gets very defensive and turns and like goes to spin and butt Sarah. She gets a +4 to this. Gosh, there's a 19 and 18 and a 19.
Pissed.
Yeah, she's mad. She clocks Sarah right in the face. Sarah, and like falls down to the ground.
Hey, listen. Ray,
she's now like backing up and pointing the gun at both of you.
I'm staying put with my head. Ray, listen. I was just up there. I saw how shitty he treats you. He just let Joe get embarrassed in front of a 12-year-old kid.
I don't give a fuck about Joe.
I'm not saying you do, but the way he treats one of you is probably how he treats all of you.
Hey,
so I can't imagine that you're all super...
The only one embarrassing me here is you, Abs.
It's a pretty good nickname.
Shut the fuck up. You... she looks down
I don't
Sarah.
I don't want to be shitty to any of you. The only person I'm like actually pissed at here is Jack, because he's
kept us safe.
You can keep people safe in a whole lot of other ways than being like scary.
I don't know. Maybe you've had it lucky, and if so, good for you. But that's not the way this world is.
I know I'm not, the smartest person, but I gotta think that there are still other ways to treat people. I'm sorry, I'm just that way.
It's hard to believe coming from the asshole who's done nothing but give me a hard time.
I was 100% fucking with you. But come on, if you were dragged against your will to someplace, made to do something, and you weren't totally like on board with it, come on, I wasn't trying to escape, wasn't trying to hurt you. When you were aiming that thing at my face yesterday, I could have taken that gun out of your hands if I wanted.
Oh, you could have tried, but you see that she knows that you're right. Go ahead and roll a convince check for me, Michael. I know, you're the brawler, but hey, give it to me.
I think that's a 15.
Joe, like, props the door back open. You can see that he's out smoking. Oh, what? Come on. And he walks back in, and she looks at you, and you see, even if it's a molecule, there is a molecule of, like, acknowledgement to what you say. And then she walks out. What did you guys do in here?
She was mad at me for giving her lip yesterday and took it out on me. Sarah, are you okay?
Sarah gets up. She wipes the blood away from her lip. Yeah, I just didn't want Drew to feel left out. And she looks at Joe and, like, death glares at him and then goes back to the table and starts cleaning the guns.
So is Joe now, like, fully back with us?
Yeah, and Ray's gone. It's just Joe there.
So as I'm polishing my gun, I'll just be like,
God.
You ever been to Piranha, Joe?
What?
Come on. Did you go? Oh shit. Okay. It's okay. I'm not gonna like say anything. I was on like
Sarah's like trying not to laugh.
I was on the poster outside. That was me. I know it was
see...
like 20 years ago, but like that was me. Different name. Like I wasn't called Nick, but I was a different name out there, but that was me. I was the guest. I was guest starring.
Yeah, man. Maybe I saw you on a poster or something. I don't know. Whatever.
I wonder if they're still up.
You.
Oh shit! Maybe I might still have posters up out.
Hey, just get the fuck back to work and stop talking.
It's
right?
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's always cool to meet a fan.
Yeah, whatever. You fucking wish. And as that fades away, Drew, you are taken by Jack into the cafeteria, where you see an individual who is preparing some food. She has long black hair and a kind face, and she turns to look at you, and Jack like gestures to both of you and says, Drew, this is Rachel Hines. Rachel, meet Drew. Rachel kind of looks and she says, hi, Drew. Nice to meet you. she looks at Jack, and Jack says, "Well, Jack or Drew, I had something come up today that I need to do, but Rachel here has been saying that she needs some help in the kitchen, and I thought maybe you could help her out and do me a solid, and then maybe I could make that Vita time overnight this evening."
Oh yeah.
Yeah? Fair trade?
I help my mom all the time.
Okay, great. Awesome. I really appreciate that, Drew. And then tomorrow we'll pick right back up. And he puts his fist out for a fist bump. Fist bump him. And he says, all right, well, you two, I'll leave you at it. Go ahead and roll a vibe check for me, Drew.
Okay. Oh, this is weird. I'm being pawned off in the kitchen. I'm not lying. That's a natural 20.
Well, then it needed to be high, so a natural 20 will do it. As he walks away, he winks at Rachel, and Rachel kind of like smirks and looks shyly, and you notice some tension between the two of them. And she looks, like, watches him walk away for a bit, and then looks down. So, Drew, I hear you're from the settlement at the dam. Is that true?
Yeah.
What's that like? And she starts, like, getting out some supplies as she's talking to you. I mean, it must feel like you're living underground almost, right?
Yeah. It's kind of dark. Sometimes it's noisy because everything is echoing, and so you hear people talking all the time.
Ugh. Is it, like, wet?
It's not. It's just like humid.
Yeah,
It's just
that
like
sounds...
a sauna or something.
That sounds horrible.
It's cool here. Everything's outside and there's windows and.
Yeah, this is a really great area, and it was surrounded by infected for so long, and I just think it's really great of the SRS to be reclaiming this area, because I don't know, it's like, I feel like it's time for us to stop hiding and time for us to start taking this world back,
Yeah.
And she starts, like, giving you basic instructions on, like, you're preparing the dough for this classic bread that she makes. So she starts, like...
bread is so good.
Did you like it? I heard that you had quite a bit.
I had a lot.
Yeah, well, I encourage you to maybe take that a little bit slow, okay? This stuff is dense. She just, like, laughs as she keeps going. She says, so what do you think about it here, Drew? I'm sure it's not your favorite place in the world.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, that's good. Jack was telling me he feels really bad about you and your group, especially you. He said that you're really smart and really useful for this place. I know that it sucks being stuck here. I was in that prison. Did you know that?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it was scary when I was there. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who to believe, what to do, and I just... It took me a while, but I figured out what Jack was trying to do here, and how he was just trying to protect his people, and... So yeah, I don't know. I just want to let you know that I get it. I know that it's not been amazing being here. I've been there.
Are you happier now that you're not in the prison?
Oh yeah, for sure. Jack was a man of his word. He treated us really nice. Me and Nate. And with a nat 20 that I'm going to let ride a little bit.
Nate, your boyfriend?
You see when she says Nate and when you say that, she goes, she says, it's my husband, actually. And you see that she is like, she's uncomfortable talking about Nate. And yeah, so we did our time. We showed that we were willing to contribute to this community, and Jack was a man of his word, and we've been a part of it ever since.
Where did you and Nate come from?
California? Do you know California?
I've seen it on a map. It's next door.
Yeah, it's next. It's next door. Yeah, yeah, from the north side. So even though it's next door, it was a good while away, but we made it back.
How did you get here? Did your van get overturned?
Oh, how did I get here in the prison?
Yeah.
We got cornered by a pack of infected on the road. They came out of nowhere. And we were saved by Jack and a couple other people. Nate was pretty injured, and so they brought him back to take care of him, and, well, you know how it goes. We saw the community, we saw what was going on here, and Jack took the necessary steps to make sure everything stayed protected.
Did Nate get injured by the infected?
Yeah, he did.
And he's alive?
Yeah, he didn't get bit, luckily. He just, he got sliced up pretty good.
That's crazy, because our van didn't even get touched by the infected.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you guys were in a car wreck.
Yeah, we saw him. And then it was just like, and just explosions.
Crazy.
And sounds. And then we just woke up in this prison, and it was just weird.
Yeah, he must have gotten knocked unconscious in the rank.
Probably. I don't like it.
Ugh.
I didn't like being unconscious.
No, me neither. When you're older, you'll know what blacking out is, and let's just say I've done that enough times that I don't care to anymore.
Why?
Do you know what alcohol is? Listen, I'm sorry, I don't know what 12-year-olds know these days. I didn't even know 12-year-olds existed anymore.
Well, my sister loves to drink alcohol, and when she drinks alcohol, she looks at Nick sometimes. Yeah. And that's weird. I think she likes him, but
Oh, really?
yeah. She kind of looks at him like you looked at Jack just now. But Nick doesn't look at her because I don't think Nick likes.
Well, I don't like Jack.
Then why did you wink at him?
Well, I just, she kind of winks at you. You not like a wink?
Ugh.
You don't like a wink? Still don't like girls, really? You like boys?
I don't know. How do you know?
You just know. So I guess you don't know, and that's okay. You don't have to know.
Should I know? When should I know?
Never or always. Both are acceptable.
That's confusing.
I know. But you'll get what I mean one day.
I'll have to ask.
Or you won't.
Probably.
And that's okay too. Yeah, I would definitely talk to your sister. And you see that she's like actively getting uncomfortable with the conversation. Yeah. And you guys kind of continue in silence for a little bit. And eventually, lunch happens, which you help prepare for, Drew. And everybody is brought back from their assignments. And you see that Drew is helping with the serving and cooking. And that is where we're going to take a little bio break as we come back for lunch and see what happens. So stand up, stretch, get some water, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back. All right, we're back. So you all have been gathered back into the cafeteria. Drew, Rachel just kind of basically instructed you to, like, now that you guys were done, like now join the rest of the prisoners again. And yeah, you're all here for lunch. So what do you do?
I'm waving
Eat
to
lunch.
my friends from the other side of the.
Well, you can join them now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I did wave to them though.
Yes. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. When they first entered, for sure.
Yeah.
Because-
I show up with a tray of like 4 slices of bread, like 3 helpings of whatever creamed corn shit we made,
Yeah.
and like 3 of the like meatloaf chunks.
They had you helping in the kitchen, Sarah says, as you sit down, and you notice that Sarah has a bit of a swollen lip.
What happened?
Ray.
What?
Yeah. Ray's just a bitch.
She
She's
did
a
that
bitch.
to you?
It's my fault.
No,
Ray
it's not his fault.
No, Ray was pissed at me because of me mouthing back, and so
I look around for Ray.
You actually do not see Ray, which is interesting because usually almost all the guards are here. As a matter of fact, you see Terrence here, you see Ben here, you see Maria, you see Gary. That's it. You just see the 5 of them. Any of the other guards are not here. Also, as you're kind of taking a look around, Katie is not here.
who is not?
Katie O'Brien.
Oh, Katie.
Katie the narc.
Yeah.
And I don't see
Interesting.
Jack at all, obviously.
You do not see Jack, no.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll just get quiet. I'm formulating
Okay, yeah.
and eating a lot.
Anybody else?
What happened down there?
Ray sucker punched Nick, and while she was distracted, I made a move, spooked her, took a punishment.
Alright.
But if anything, it taught me that these people are emotionally unstable here. And if
Yeah, I mean, aren't we all?
I know, but I'm just saying maybe if we push the right button. Listen, I feel like I am the only one that actively wants to get the fuck out of here. Why do I feel that way?
You push the wrong button, you end up with a bullet in your head.
What's worse?
Sir,
A bullet in your head.
He's right. I want to get out of here so bad, but I mean, you got to think about it. It's what's the safe way to do it? What's the safe way that we could get out of here with all our lives and all our limbs and stuff? You know what I mean? We're in a tough spot.
It's doing what you're doing, I think. I think we need to convince these people that Jack's not some great guy. And we need to
Destabilize the leader.
Yeah, we need to find someone, maybe even multiple people who are willing to help us.
Trying, but and I kind of pointedly look at Drew. It's got a way of convincing people to do some real bad stuff.
Talking about me?
Drew, yeah.
I didn't do anything bad.
What did he make you do?
I didn't do anything bad.
Drew, what happened outside with Nick?
Nothing to
You were being a bully.
I didn't do anything. He said I could have, but I didn't.
Drew, what have we talked about? When someone is... Sorry. Look. You don't hit someone that's literally on their knees in front of you.
I didn't hit him.
But you made him think that you were going to. You were playing with him. That's being a bully still.
Him.
It doesn't matter.
Are we talking about the guy who slapped my brother?
Yeah, he hit me.
Yeah,
look.
he's okay. Yeah, okay. He's a bad person, but you don't take that out on someone. That's not how you use.
I don't know how you've made it this far, Nick.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't stand up for yourself. Obviously, you should. But you don't take it out on someone clearly in a worse position than you.
Yeah, Nick.
Especially when it's being egged on by some guy. I saw what you were...
Oh.
Drew, I'm just really disappointed in you.
No, I just told him.
Stop it. Drew, stop this.
As this is happening to you, Drew, and as Nick is saying all of this to you, a lot of Jack's words are starting to be repeated in your head about Nick's attitude. And how how Jack was just simply trying to explain, and Nick, got mad. He's not listening to you. Sorry, I just had to.
Yeah, you're not listening to me, Nick.
You're not listening to me, Drew.
Hey,
every single time. No,
Nick, no, I'm his fucking sister.
All right.
But I agree with Nick. He's right, Drew.
What?
If we take advantage of people, even if they have wronged us, when they are at their most vulnerable, how does that make us better than anybody else out there who's doing the same to us?
How do you guys think we're gonna get out of here?
We just let them do whatever they want?
I mean, they did.
They already
You guys
took
think
us
we're not
here.
gonna have to?
Of course we're gonna have to fight our way out of here. Of course we are. But there's a difference between fighting our way out of here and kicking someone when they're down. If he was literally on his knees unarmed, I don't know. It just
Seems like the perfect time to kick someone.
was-
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It seems like the perfect time to kick someone.
It was done to humiliate him. That's the point of all this. It shows that Jack doesn't care about any of these people if he's willing to humiliate him in front of a freaking 12-year-old kid. And Drew, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear one more, oh, I don't know, I didn't know about this, I was just doing whatever. No. You're getting older, you gotta learn how to you have to start taking accountability. It's just the way it is.
Just want to pat Drew on the shoulder. Just give him a nod.
Okay.
Fuck this, I'm gonna go eat with the magician. I'll
Alright.
go for Thomas.
He's shuffling meatloaf slices.
Drew. I'm not disappointed in you. I just think that maybe some of what Nick was said is right, if you think about it.
Attitude all the time.
Sorry, what?
He just doesn't need to have an attitude all the time. It'd be so much easier if you would all just do your work and not get into fights, and we could just get out of here. I miss Mom and Dad.
Sarah just sighs. I'm sorry, Drew. And she just continues to eat in silence.
For what it's worth, Drew, I think that you I think you handled yourself great. You got put in a tough position, and I think you found a way out of it to make yourself, not look so bad.
Roy stands up in a bit of a huff and just says under his breath, loud enough for y'all to hear, "We're gonna fucking die in here," and walks over and sits at a table by himself.
Probably, but at least the meatloaf's not too bad, right? As he walks away.
He flips you the bird. And as this lunch continues, you are all you see that Ray comes back into this cafeteria. You also see that Joe comes back. And Joe has a couple of bruises and a cut on his eyebrow that was not there before. And you are all gathered up and you are taken back to your assignments. You are taken back to the same ones. So Tom and Vincent are going to the wall, and Sarah and Nick are taken to the guns. Joe comes up to you, Drew, and says, I need you to follow me. I'm gonna take you to Jack. And he walks away.
I'll look at Sarah.
Sarah just looks down.
I'll look at Vince. Or Vinny.
I mean, what else are you gonna do, kid?
And I'll get up and follow Joe.
As this is happening, we will. Does anybody do anything in particular as you're getting taken to your assignments? No one.
Tom, look what I learned how to do. Tom, look what I learned how to do yesterday, and I do like the flippy pencil thing through my hands that I was practicing yesterday to impress him.
Yeah.
Hey, that's great, kid. Just keep that up, and in 30 years you'll be able to do this. And I do something more.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely better. It's definitely Tom is more practiced at this for sure, and it is a fluidity to it that is enviable.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's just awesome.
Is it the same guards that are with us?
It is not the same guards. Joe and Ray go with Tom and Vincent, and Maria and Ben, I think. Was it? Yeah, no. Ben and Maria go with Sarah and Nick. So, Tom and Vincent, you are taken back out to the wall. I need you both to roll a search check for me.
Six.
That is a. What is my search? 16.
16 is enough. With a 16, as you are getting this wall built, when you place one of the cinder blocks on the wall, the one underneath it on the back side, so if the wall was completed you wouldn't see it, but since it's on the edge you do, chips and falls off into a small chunk. And it's a chunk that is like basically the corner, and then it like goes down to a point. So it looks like you could maybe grab it and even have some kind of sharp object. If you wanted to attempt to grab it and hide it on your person, you could do so. You could make Vinny aware and try to do it together. You can try to do it yourself, but you definitely notice this happen. Vinny does not notice it, so it's up to you.
Would I know that I'm probably going to have the same job tomorrow?
You would actually be pretty confident that you would not have the same job tomorrow.
Because they rotate us out.
Yeah.
My character has been playing it safe with a lot of this. I think I would take it and I would try to hide it somewhere out here.
Okay. So not taking it for your person, but taking it in a place where you can access it later.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like a big enough space in a wall where you can kind of like puzzle piece it in and then grab it later. Go ahead and roll a sneak check for me. Yeah, go ahead and roll a sneak check.
Oh God. No sneak. That's a 4.
A 4? Okay. Now go ahead and roll a lie check for me.
Yeah.
Do I see him like being sneaky?
So this is, yeah, I'll get to that in just a second.
It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. So the sneak was to see if anyone noticed you picking it up. The lie is it almost looks as if you're just like, oops, this broke off, and are just like stupidly like putting it back to the wall is basically like what you're trying to do. But I would say with a 4 sneak that Vinny, you like kind of catch on to what's happening.
If I catch on what's happening, I'll try to go over to. You said it was Maria and Ben.
Yeah.
Or Ray and
No, Maria
and Ben.
This is Maria and Ben. It was Ben and Ray yesterday, but this is.
I mean, I would try to distract him by just, I don't know, saying my tool seems dull or like something. Just try to be like, I don't know, something like it's not working.
What do you
so
mean?
well.
It's not working.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to lay down this concrete. It's like it's sticking to it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if you got any new spatulas. I don't know what this thing's called.
I don't know what. Is that the spackle, or is the spackle what is the spackle the?
Hey, it's my first time building the wall.
Yeah, I don't know either. And Ben kind of like looks at Maria, and Maria just like rolls her eyes. Do what you can with what you've got.
You got a smoke I could bum, either of you?
Roll a convince check.
Convince?
Mm-hmm.
Do I get advantage because it's a convince check? I will.
Nope, but I'll give you disadvantage if you keep it up.
It's 17.
Ben kind of like looks at Maria almost as if he's like tentative to do it in front of her even, but he pulls out a pack of cigarettes and like knocks one loose and gives it out to you.
My God, you are a lifesaver.
He lights it for you.
You're a good one, Ben.
This is between us, right?
What's between us?
And while this is happening, Tom, do you use that time to just firmly put it in a place where you can grab it later, or do you do anything else now that you have that distraction?
I put it in there firmly and kind of like take a bit of, because these are cinder blocks, so they kind of almost have like I'm sure there's some dust to kind of like chalk.
Yes.
Like a little like
symbol.
Symbol
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, because that would look a little weird if they saw you just doing that. So I would say that like the distraction allows you to easily do that. So you now have a sharp object that could be used as perhaps say a knife somewhere that you know.
Hmm?
Is there anything else?
As Vince comes back, I do just kind of give him a wink.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So the two of you continue on with your work detail, and then we cut to Sarah and Nick in the basement. The two of you are there. And as you are working with... oh, wait, no. Oh, shit. Joe and Ray were with you guys outside. I said the guards switched.
No. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I said that they switched. I said that you went to the same thing, but the guards switched. So the distraction is totally fine, and that was all good, but you didn't get a cigarette.
Ah, fuck.
Sorry.
Remove that from my
already
notes.
smoked it.
But you and Sarah are down here with Ben and Maria, who you have had conversations with and know to be like two of the better people here. Go ahead and roll a search check for him.
That fell off. 9.
9. You don't notice anything in particular, but at one point Sarah looks at you and then like looks at a file that you've seen it here before. You saw it here this morning. Seems to kind of always like be in the like supplies of tools that are there. And she kind of like makes eyes like, I mean, she communicates verbalessly, but you know what she's saying. Like, I think I can grab this.
I'll nod. And while she's trying to do anything,
Yeah.
Hey Maria.
Yes.
Hey, sorry, I don't mean to be like, sorry if I can't like talk right now.
No,
I
it's
was just
okay. What is it? Do you need anything?
No. I'm cool. Shit. Maybe now. Nah, never mind. That's.
So you're kind of like look at Ben. Well, what?
So like earlier this morning, you know how I got like taken out with Drew earlier to talk with Jack?
Yeah.
It was just kind of intense. And then I saw, Joe looking pretty pretty messed up. So, just like, are we cool? Are we in trouble or something? Like, I don't know. That seems not. Is that normal for like y'all to get roughed up? I know it's hey, punching bags. Hey, we're punching bags, but is that normal for y'all to be treated like that?
You see the two of them kind of look at each other. You don't have anything to be worried about.
Okay. I would just feel really shitty if, like, I know I've been having some attitude lately. I know that I didn't really have an awesome time with Jack today, so yeah, I'm not happy here, but I don't want...
Ben just kind of like blurts out. He goes, "Is it true?" And he's looking at you.
What true?
And Maria's like, And Ben kind of like looks at her and then looks at you and just like shakes his head. Maria says, "I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I do, but you're fine."
It's just y'all shouldn't get hurt because me being stupid and stuff.
Well, then just make sure you do your work.
See me polishing? See how good I am? I'm awesome. I do awesome work.
Keep it up.
Totally. I'm a awesome worker guy.
She just rolls her eyes. And as you kind of like focus back on what you're doing, you meet eyes with Sarah, and she looks at you and she nods. While all this is happening, Joe walks Drew into Jack's office. Actually, no. As a matter of fact, he walks you to a place outside. And Joe and Jack are standing at a vehicle, a Jeep, a doorless Jeep. And Jack looks at you, Drew, and says, "So, there's something that I need to do, and, I can totally allow you to just go back to your cell and play your Vita. And I'll just allow you to do that for the rest of the day, if that's what you want to do. But I just thought I'd offer, once again, it's 100% your choice. But Joe and I, along with our buddy Spence, we're going to go clear out a building on the strip. We've been slowly doing it, just kind of expanding our territory, and I don't know, I just thought maybe you'd like to stretch your legs, see what it's like to do such a thing. I know you're young, though, and I don't want your sister to be mad at us." And he kind of like jokes, and Spence, and Joe like chuckles a little bit, and Spence just like keeps staring straight ahead. And Jack says, "So really, it's up to you, but I thought you might enjoy it. It feels good to protect people. But anyway, what do you think?"
How long will it take?
Hopefully no more than an hour. And then you can come back and play your Vita.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to help us out?
And we just, maybe we won't tell Sarah.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I don't want to, if that's what you're saying, then I'm totally down to keep it between the two of us. I don't want to do anything that'll make them mad at me,
No, and sometimes it's just better that they don't know.
Sometimes he kind of walks towards you and like gets down on the knee, puts a hand on your shoulder. People in this world, Drew, are gonna tell you that they know what's best for you. Always. Doesn't change when you're not a kid. Someone is always gonna think that they know better. And you know what? Sometimes they're right. And it's good to heed advice. It is. But sometimes you just gotta trust your gut. And you gotta decide what's best for you. And I like that that's what you're doing today. You should be proud of yourself.
I am.
Good. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a knife. And it's in its sheath. And he says, tuck this in your belt, okay?
Okay.
And you do so. And then he pulls out a pistol. And he hands it to you so that by the barrel so that you can grab its handle.
Uh-huh.
You reach for it?
Yeah.
He pulls it away. Now listen. I only trust my friends around me with guns. Are we friends, Drew? Can I trust you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. And he pulls out and he gives you the gun.
I'll like, just to show him that I know what I'm doing, I'll do like the target practice routine where like I check the chamber, I like
Yeah, okay, cool. You see that there is
move and toggle the safety.
Yeah. You see that there is one in the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that it is not a full mag, but he has given you 3 bullets. And you see that he kind of like is very surprised by this. And he says, "Oh, you know your way around guns. That's good."
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't give you more ammo, but you know we just got to make sure that we conserve what we have.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll make it count.
Good. I know you will. All right, Joe. Spence, let's saddle up. And Joe kind of nods his head and jumps in the car, and so does Spence, and they start driving. You're in shotgun. You're in the front seat, and Jack's driving. Yeah. And we will come back to that. As the rest of you finish your assignments and are eventually brought back to the cafeteria for dinner. You see that as you get inside the cafeteria, you all grab whatever seat you want to grab. But all of you would pretty much immediately notice that Katie is still not here, and now neither is Drew.
I would invite Tom. Like, hey, Tom.
Hey, Rumi.
Sorry, what was that, guys?
Why don't
Come over there.
why don't you
come
come
on.
join the cool kids?
Oh man, he's the cool kid. No, he's the cool kid. He does magic.
Yeah. Despite your magic, you can come sit with us.
Has anyone seen Drew?
Not since we all went to our last, work stuff.
Maybe he's just running late on his assignment.
Where do they have the kid working?
He's working as Jack's gopher, he calls it. Like, his kind of like assistant. That's weird, right? Like, that's not really happened before, and that is not an assignment that other people have had.
Yeah, no, I think he's only... Jack doesn't let a lot of people close, though I thought that I heard he was close with Rachel at one point in time.
Really?
Yeah, just...
Isn't Rachel Nate's husband? Or wife? Sorry.
I mean, just what I've heard.
What?
Jack took quite a liking to Rachel at one point in time, from what I know.
Maybe that's something we could use. I mean, if we had a guard on the perimeter who was mad at Jack.
I mean, oh yeah. Okay, so when we were cleaning guns, Ben and Maria, they really don't seem to like this place. They just seem on edge. They're not in it.
Also, and she reaches into a sleeve of her hoodie.
Yeah.
And she pulls it out, and barely you see a metal file that she pulls out and then shoves right back in her sleeve.
Oh, I wouldn't take that out again.
Yeah, that was super.
I know, but come on, that's good, right?
Yeah. Well,
You want to be
Yeah.
careful with anything you hold on your person. And
Okay.
No.
Do they do a
don't
lot
check
of?
every once in a while? I'd find someplace outside your room to hide that.
Okay, all right.
yeah, if
Maybe
they catch you with contraband, that's bad news.
she kind of like feels under the table, and there's like a small lip, and she's like, "What if I just put it here?"
Yeah.
Anything's better than on you.
Okay, and she takes it and she puts it under this table. Right, so it's the table closest to that thing, and she points at a thing.
That flamingo.
Yeah, the flamingo. Yeah, the closest table to the flamingo.
Is Terrence one of the guards watching us?
He is.
She's like, I'm gonna go ask Terrence if he knows what's happened with Drew.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'll be right back. I'll
Yeah.
go and stand up and hey T Dog
Yeah.
Terrence.
Thank you.
You know where Drew is? He should be back by now. Right? We don't want the boy to miss dinner.
He's already. He went on a run with Joe and Jack, and
A
Spence.
run like outside the wall run?
Barely, but yeah. I think Jack just wanted to, I don't know, show Drew a good time.
I mean, they know he's a 12-year-old child, right?
Listen, man, I don't make the decisions.
Maybe you should.
No.
I know a leader when I see one. I'll go sit down.
Yeah, you go sit down. Sarah says, "What did you hear?"
He's on a run with Joe and Spencer and
he's on
Jack.
a run, or he has the runs.
Probably both, but yeah, he's outside the walls.
Whoa, my brother?
Yeah, that's all that Terrence knows.
Damn it.
What is that? What are they thinking?
I know it sounds bad, but Jack needs your brother. I don't think he would let anything happen to him. I know it's dangerous out there, but
I'm with Vince.
You're right.
I think Jack's probably way more likely to throw whoever else is on that run under the bus than he is.
You guys don't understand, though. Drew is going to love this.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. Maybe we can, I don't know. I mean, we know what he's doing to Drew. Maybe we can I'm not saying we use Drew to our advantage, but we can at least maybe manipulate the situation. I don't know how, but.
Well, we could always. Shit, Sarah, I'm so sorry to say something like this, but I mean, we lie to Drew, make him think we're doing one thing, and then we do something else?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't seem to have a problem with someone else doing it. Okay, yeah.
Sarah, oh man, I feel real not good saying this. If it comes down to it, are you? You know I love your brother.
Nick.
Would you leave him behind?
What the fuck?
Look, if he's super with Jack, and it comes down to it, and there's a line in the sand drawn, and he's with Jack, and
She stands up.
It's a I'm just saying it's a possibility. I'm not saying I want to do it, but
Nick,
come on,
Nick. For the sake of our friendship, I'm gonna pretend you never asked me that. And she like stares at you for a good second, and then turns and walks away. Roy speaks up, who's been a man of few words ever since this has happened.
Every time he talks, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Roy says, "It's a fair question."
Yeah, not to Sarah though. I mean, I'm not saying I
No, I
leave him behind, but
no, I know. Look, I'm trying to be like you guys. You know, making hard choices, not being super friendly about everything. I'm just saying it's a possibility, right?
I mean, we gotta talk about it, yeah, for sure.
Possibility that any one of us is gonna get out of here, you know?
Tom, my name's Roy, by the way. Nice to meet you. Listen, man, you've been here a while. There's gotta be someone that we can turn, right? Someone that we can... I don't know. Just, is there anything you can offer?
I think you've already got a pretty good read on some of these people. I'd say that Ben is, he's probably the softest one, though I don't know what would motivate him to fall over on his duties here. But I think, Nate, if it's true that Rachel and Jack had some sort of connection, we might be able to work that. Also, I mean, we've got some avenues of some misdirection. We've already explored one. Katie has I think
Oh
and
yeah.
I imagine what happened to Joe is as a result of that.
Wait, what? What happened?
You saw the bruises on Joe.
Yeah, did we do that?
I kind of might have done that a little bit.
Really?
What'd you do? Did you beat him up?
No. Okay, so you know how yesterday we were all like, "Yo, Katie's a snake."
Total narc.
Yeah, totally. So when I was talking to Tom, hey buddy, I'm sorry to use you like this. My bad. I feel really bad about it. When I was talking to Tom earlier, I kind of let Katie overhear that Joe was maybe thinking about betraying Jack. And you know, hey, now we know that we super can't trust Katie.
Yeah. I mean, Katie's probably dead, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case. Maybe just locked up for giving bad info, but yeah, I wouldn't trust her with any truth. But maybe we can keep feeding her lies.
But also, I mean, we don't really have to lie to Nate about, you know, his wife and Jack. And Nate's always got like he's always like armed, right?
He's pissed. He always looks kind of pissed.
He looks angry, and he's always got a gun. And that's a really bad combo.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're just telling him the truth. You know, nothing wrong with that.
I think, yeah, Nate's probably the most volatile of the people that we could turn, especially if we even just get him to believe, even if there's no truth to it, that Rachel was unfaithful with Jack, then that could be enough to sow some discord. But also, I mean, there's the kid Drew is seems like he might be the boss's new favorite.
Okay, well the question is how do we get this information to Nate?
Is anyone else around him? Yeah, is anyone else?
He was by the wall when I was building it.
Yeah, I mean I've seen him by the wall too, but he's like 30 feet away.
I don't know. Call him over. Can't do that. Can't talk to him.
I don't know. It depends on who the guards are, I guess.
Yeah.
We could wait for him to be on the night shift rotation, and there's only usually one guard there. I don't know.
Tom, do you know if anyone's like super friends with him?
You would know that the young guys are kind of usually friends. So Nate, Spence, Ben, even is good. Is considered could be considered friends with Nate.
I mean, maybe we don't tell him, but we tell his friend, and his friend feels super shitty that his wife has a thing with another guy, and that friend tells him.
My guess is that everybody here kind of knows, maybe even Nate. I mean, we could try it. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben already knows. It's a small community. People talk. But yeah, no, it's an avenue we can take for sure.
Also, this is kind of a messed up one. I'm gonna make an assumption here that there's usually not kids here.
Yeah, I can't say that I've seen a kid anywhere.
Maybe that's where some people draw a line, right? They see a kid in danger, they go, maybe I don't want to stick around.
That's a good point. But maybe that's why. Sorry, this is Roy. Maybe that's why Jack is befriending Drew so much. Trying
Make
to
him seem like a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't seem like a good guy when you're using him to mess your other people up.
I mean, listen. I know that you see that, and I know that maybe we kind of see that, but charming people are charming people, especially when they've done stuff for you. I mean, even if it is under bad intentions, Jack has done a lot for this community.
It's true. And a lot of people buy into his stuff.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Fuck. I just hate when I feel stupid, you know?
You're not stupid, man. I don't know what to do either. As all of this is happening, and as this conversation is taking place, we cut back to Drew. Drew, you are taken to basically what used to be a pharmacy. Small corner pharmacy. And you guys stop outside, and you see that they kind of scope out the building a little bit. Jack asks you to come over and look in the window. And you see, from first glance, you just see 3 figures kind of roaming around. And they all kind of look, and they start talking amongst themselves. And Jack looks down at you, Drew, and says, I see 3. What do you got?
I 3, I think.
Yeah. All right. He kind of looks over at Joe and Spence. All right. Well, Drew, I think you take up the rear, right? And 3 of us will enter, and we'll probably take care of things. But you have that to protect you if not. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Let's prepare at the door, boys. And Joe and Spence get on either side of the front door, and Jack stands right in the middle of the door. And he looks back at you, and he says, Drew, you don't have to do this. Are you sure you're ready?
I'm ready.
I think so too. And he turns around and he kicks the front door of this pharmacy. It opens up with a slam. The 2 of them immediately come inside, followed right behind Jack, who walks in. The 2 of them spray out. You hear some gunshots go off. Do you step inside?
Yeah, I bring up the rear.
Yeah, you do. And
take it seriously.
As this is happening, a 4th figure that was not seen
Oh, hell.
jumps at Frank and starts pounding on Frank's back. Jack.
I was like...
And this creature looks like it slams Jack down on the ground, and the other 2 are busy dealing with their own infected. But you have a chance here. You can save Jack if Drew so wishes. What does Drew
Yeah.
do in this moment?
I would shoot at the infected that's attacking Jack.
Roll an attack.
That is a nice. 18 plus 6. So
That is the headshot threshold. As you fire your gun and the bullet screams through the air, slams into the infected, it falls to the ground, and even though it feels like inches are going by, or like hours are going by in inches, time is slow, but as soon as it starts, it's over. And the two who entered first, Joe and Spence, they get rid of their infected. And Jack is looking at the infected that you shot and turns and looks at you, gun still up. And his eyes are wide.
I'm cheesing. I'm fucking like.
Drew, he like gets up and he grabs you and brings you up into a big hug and like squeezes you and lifts you up. Drew, are you kidding me, my guy? And he puts you down and he puts his hands on your shoulder. You just saved my life, Drew.
I did.
You did. And he puts his hand up for a high five. Nice.
Were you scared?
You know, I really was. That guy came out of nowhere. I didn't expect that. Drew, you genuinely just saved my life.
Yeah.
I owe you. Thank you. That was great.
Okay. Yeah. Now what?
Well, now we can start to scavenge what's left of this building, and we can add this building to our community now because of you, Drew. You have now given people who have families more room to sleep, maybe more medical supplies. There might be stuff left in here. And because of you, we get to have it. Nicely done.
Wow.
Spence.
Hell yeah.
Spence, who you haven't heard from at all, and who you barely have noticed. Like, he has not been in any of the details. He just kind of, like, looks at you, and he nods his head. Good shot, kid.
Thanks.
And you look over at Joe, and Joe is mean mugging you. He's giving you a dirty look. As you start to like get up and scavenge this building, Jack just keeps talking. Drew, I really owe you, Drew. I do. I mean, this is fantastic. Wow. He takes out his gun and he shoots Joe right in the knee. And he still kind of has like a smile on his face. I mean, Drew, I owe you. I owe you big. And he walks over to Joe and he drags him up. Joe's on his knees. Spencer is just like watching this entire thing, just like stone face. And Jack kind of like flips his hair back as it fell in his face. And he holds Joe up by the collar and he has a gun to Joe's head. And he says...
Why?
He says, Drew, you saved my life and now I'm going to save yours. Because I was told by a pretty reliable source that Joe wanted to hurt you some more. And that Joe was going to sneak into your room tonight. Joe was like, no, fucking no, I wasn't going to do that. I was just, the kid pissed me off. And Frank grabs the butt of his gun and slams it into the back of Joe's head. And Joe kind of like, ugh. And Frank says, shut the fuck up. And he looks over at you. Nick wouldn't lie, right?
No.
Well, Nick told us that this guy meant you harm. And that he was going to hurt you. And we found a knife that he's not supposed to have. You see, we have our people sign out their weapons. just to make sure everybody's living on the up and up. And he had a knife he wasn't supposed to have. And he had a key. A key to your cell, Drew. Joe's like, no, I didn't. This is bullshit, kid. I'm sorry I hit you. And Frank slams him on the head again.
Don't.
No, Drew, I'm... Drew, I'm saving your life. You saved my life, and now I have to return the favor. Do you not want me to hurt him?
Can I 12-year-old vibe check on Joe?
Of course, yeah. A little vibe check.
13.
He looks pissed and looks mad.
Yeah.
But you're not quite sure if it's like is it because he got discovered or is it because he's being lied about? You don't really know.
Oh, my frontal lobe is not fully developed. Yes.
Listen, Drew, I don't... And he kind of lets Joe go. And Joe collapses on the ground, but he still has a gun pointed to him. I don't have to hurt him anymore if you don't want me to. But I want you to know he planned to hurt you and your sister. And I don't know, if it were me and my family, the people that I cared about, well, I just wouldn't let that slide.
Well, I think he got the message, didn't you, Joe? Did you get the message?
Yeah, no, I got the message. I got the message.
Okay, don't fuck with me, Joe. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I'll leave you alone, kid. I'm sorry.
And leave Sarah alone, and you leave my friends alone.
Yeah. No, I'll leave you all alone.
And you tell Ray to leave us alone.
Frank just kind of nods, like shakes his head. You really think that he'll heed those words?
Will you, Joe? Or do you want this to happen again?
No, I'll listen to you, kid. I'll listen to you. I don't mean any trouble. He's like wincing.
Okay. I don't think he's gonna do anything.
Frank shoots him in the head. Or Jack shoots him in the head. That's disappointing, Drew. You see, I thought you knew what it took to protect the people that you care about. To protect the people that you care about, you eliminate all threats. And he, shoots him again in the back.
I would point the gun at Jack.
What do you think you're doing, kid? Puts up a hand. Keeping his gun down pointed at Joe. What do you think you're doing?
This isn't right. This isn't right.
This is the way the world is, Drew. It is kill or be killed. This man wanted to kill you. So I killed him because I care about you. It's the way the world is.
But why wouldn't you just give me the opportunity to if he tried to hurt me? If it's kill or be killed, then why don't I get a chance to defend myself?
Would you have done it? Because you'd stopped me from doing it. Or tried to.
Because he didn't do anything.
Drew, lower the gun. What does Drew do?
12.
To hit him?
To shoot him, yeah. Oh, wait, yeah.
That is a miss. He gets a +5 to this. That's an 11. That misses. He fires at you, and you dodge out of the way last second. What do you do?
Can I run?
You can certainly try.
I would try to run.
Okay, roll a parkour check. They are both going to attempt to stop you.
Parkour 10.
Yeah. 10. Okay. Jack gets a +2 to this. That's a natural 20.
Is this an attack?
No, he's trying to grab you.
Yeah, so it's a grapple, right? Or
I mean,
something.
yeah.
Could I use my meddling kid?
Sure, I will allow you to use your meddling kid. Yeah.
So that's a disadvantage then.
That's a natural 1. However, Spencer does get to go too. I did say both of them.
Yeah.
And Spencer gets a +2 as well. That is a 7 + 2. That is a 9. You start sprinting out of this door.
Yeah.
And
if I can, I would. I know that I'm running, but like I would know enough based on, hiding in a fucking dome.
For sure. Yeah.
If I could use cover.
You can easily use. Yeah, you can easily use cover. They are going to come out and start trying to get to you. So they start chasing you. We need to roll initiative. Actually, no, we don't, because it'll just be. Well, I will roll it for them, and we're just going to decide who goes first, because it's just going to be you and then them, and then you and then. So they get a plus. I'll use a Jack, so they get a +3 to this. That's a dirty 20.
What do I add?
Just your agility initiative.
Agility. Oh shit! I got a 23.
23. Okay, so you get to go first. So you've run out of this room. We'll say your bonus action was taking cover. Do you do any actions, or do you just keep running?
Can I use my action to double my speed? So I would just run 60 feet.
Okay, so you run 60 feet. They are both going to get 2 shots out on you. But you did use your bonus action to take cover. What is your AC with cover?
18.
18. It's pretty good. So Jack gets a +5 to this. That's a 14. That misses. Spence gets a +4. That's a 9. That misses. But they do continue to run after you. Yeah. So where do you run to? What do you do?
I feel like going back to the compound is a terrible idea at this point. I would.
As you're running, you hear Jack say, "Don't do this to your sister. She'll take the punishment, Drew."
Fuck you. I'll keep running.
Okay. So I'm going to assume double your movement, but then bonus action cover.
Double bonus. Yeah.
Okay. They're going to get 2 more shots on you, and if they miss these, you'll have a chance to do a sneak check and just hide from them.
Okay.
So we'll do Spencer first with a +4.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 12. That misses. And then Frank with a +5. Jack with a +5. I keep calling him Frank. That is a 10. That misses.
Yeah.
So now you can attempt to hide from them. So roll a sneak check, and they'll both do a search check.
19 + 6, so 25.
25. Amazing. They'll have to get, Jack can get a 19 or a 20. Spencer would have to get a natural 20. Okay. You hide from them. They start looking for you, and they cannot find you.
Do they ever come close to me?
Yeah, I would say they get close to you. Yeah, because they're following right where you were.
Okay. Do I hear anything? Do they say anything? Like when they are close to me?
Jack says, "I'm gonna kill that fucking kid, and if I don't get my hands on him, I'm gonna kill his sister and his friends."
Once they once they how far were we from the compound?
They drove you, so I'm gonna say at least like at the very minimum a mile away.
Okay. That's not that bad.
No, it's not.
If possible, once they like clear from me,
Uh-huh.
because I would just stay hidden until
Yeah.
they fuck off.
Yeah, I mean they're going to continue. I'm going to say, I mean, I'm just because they're going to continue to look in the same area if they lose you. I mean, once again, it had to be. This is Jack, 19 or 20. No, this is Spencer, natural 20 is the only thing he can do. No. Okay, so yeah, they cannot find you.
I feel like I've been around the compound enough with Jack in these past days to like know, or maybe I can roll for this to know like an alternate entrance or like an entrance near the like residential area.
I would say specifically he's only shown you like he would only show you like the main stuff. So he wouldn't show you like some side entry. He would, because whether or not he could convince you of like what he wants to convince you of, regardless of that, if he wasn't able to convince you and you somehow were to get away, he would still only want to show you like the best of the best. You know what I mean? Like, so that you would go back and say, yes, they're heavily fortified and stuff like that.
Okay. then I would probably wait till they cleared out and like even drove away.
Okay, yeah.
Even though it's risky.
For sure.
And then I would go back to the house where we shot all the things and see if I can find any supplies or anything.
Okay. You go back to, it used to be a pharmacy. And
so I want to like find some shit.
Yeah, roll a search check.
Oh, I'm rolling so good. Dirty 20.
I will say you are able to find enough supplies to basically make a med kit.
Fuck yeah. Okay. So I have a med kit. Have they and they've driven off.
Yes.
I would follow the tracks back and try to stay hidden.
Okay.
But just be near the compound and try to maybe like find a sneaky way in.
Okay, roll a just general sneak check for me. 9. Okay. I will say with a 9, you're not able to sneak into the compound.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to get within. You're not able to get within 100 feet without feeling like you're not confident, basically.
Yeah.
But I won't say you're just flat out discovered. So you're within 100 feet of the compound. You've made it back. But the people clearly they have been alerted. And people are looking. And there's like an active like search for you. So you haven't been actively discovered, but you're within 100 feet.
I would probably.
Would you just like continue to wait until there was an opportunity?
Yeah, I would wait until probably dark.
Okay. The rest of you, as this took place early on in the second task break, and it's actually where we were with you last. It had actually been a couple hours since this had happened. So you are all chilling in the cafeteria, and the doors burst open. And Jack comes walking in with Spence, and Ray. And he looks at the two of them, and he nods towards the table of the Hoover Dam people. Both of them come over.
Sir, before they get here, I want to see if I can possibly grab the nail file that Sarah hid under our table.
Yeah, easily enough. I'll say that you can do that.
Hide it away on the person. Because they're looking.
Oh, they're looking pissed. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They come over and they both grab Sarah and pick her up and start dragging her away from the table.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Come outside and fucking see. Jack walks outside with her as they start dragging her outside. All of the other guards start to like get out their guns and like point them at you and like gesture for you to go outside and follow them.
I'm gonna. Sorry. Did you want to say something?
I was just gonna look at Terrence and be like, Terrence, what the fuck is happening?
Terrence says, just listen to him and get the fuck outside.
All right, I'll go.
I'll try and find Ben.
Yeah, he's there.
And Ben and Maria, and just be like, I'm scared.
Okay, well, just then don't do anything stupid and go outside. Tom, do you go outside? Tom, do you go outside? So,
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I figured. Following the rules as always. And you were all taken outside. A circle. Well, Jack currently has Sarah on her knees in the ground. And he has a gun to her head. The rest of the guards have guns pointed at all of you. And Jack starts talking very loudly.
I do stand like really close to Terrence so I could talk to him without being loud.
Okay, yeah, easily
I
enough,
can
yeah.
maneuver that way.
I'm going to say, Drew, you can see and hear this happening. What?
Is this at dark or is this like still
Dusk.
dusk? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Michael.
Is Nate somewhere around?
Yeah. Well, no, because Nate would be really watching the perimeter, so no, Nate is
Okay,
not around.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one's brother, Drew, decided to shoot me. That's right. I trusted your punk-ass little brother with a gun, hoping to show him what we can do for this community, and he decided to shoot at me. Now, that was a mistake. That was a bad mistake. And I tried to find your brother, and he's saying this as he's like pulling on her hair. And I tried to find your brother, and I couldn't. And so, unfortunately, because Drew Myers has now escaped this prison and selfishly has left his own sister to suffer the consequences, a punishment has to be dealt.
I do just talk or say to Terrence, like, you're just gonna let this fucking happen? She's a fucking child.
Roll a convince check.
Come on, convinced.
While
I
this
think
is
I'm zero.
happening,
Yes.
where are
Yeah, zero.
where are the infected locked up?
Not where you are currently. Your wall is being, because it's not every single wall. So you're at a wall currently that is being watched by like a patrolling perimeter guard.
13.
Are we outside where the walls that we were working on earlier were? Like, could we get to the sharp object?
I mean, it's like 100 or so feet away, but yes, it is within the same area. What did you say? Sorry, with your convince?
13.
He kind of looks at you. Just, there's nothing I can do. Just keep your mouth shut.
There's always something you could do.
So, unless somebody else would like to volunteer, or Drew would like to reveal himself, the punishment will have to commence. Anyone? Didn't think
Jack,
so. Bang.
Jack.
Oh, God, you were too late. I'm so sorry. My finger was, I was already squeezing as you were calling my name. Oh, man, you should have spoken up sooner. Should have had bigger balls. You know, where are the balls now? Same time when you were trying to stop Ray. When you were grabbing her gun. Where's
Ray and I
that
talk-
courage now?
I had the courage earlier when I apologized to Ray. Ray knows how shitty I feel about that.
You know who feels really shitty? Sarah. Poor Sarah. She feels really shitty about everything that is. And I just need all of you to know, even though I sure do hope someone else is listening, that until I find Drew, one a day. One down. 3 to go. Take them to their cells. He just starts walking away. And as
what happens when you put a psychopath in charge?
As he walks away, he turns back around and he says, "And leave her there," as a statement. Continue to walk. You see that Terrence, Ben, Maria, even some Ray, Spencer, completely fine with everything. Maria and Ben and Terrence are a little shaken up by what's going on here. Also, Gary's there, and the old guy. You don't even know if he knew that it just happened.
Gary's just hanging out.
And you are all taken.
Who is leading me? Am I close to Ben?
We'll say
or Maria.
Yeah. We'll say Terrence is leading.
Okay.
Like they each grab one of you. So Terrence is leading. Vincent, Ben's grabbing you, and then we'll say Maria grabs Roy, and then all of the guards are following you. But those are the people who grab you.
Sure, but I think to Ben, shaking, I'm like, that was dude. Does he?
Just shut up. Just shut up. Don't say anything.
Does he treat his wife like that?
Just wait. Just wait. And he just tells you to be quiet. But you see him you see in his eyes that he's not okay with what just happened.
Do you think he treats his wife Rachel like that?
Wait until we get to the cell. He pushes you hard. Do you do anything, Vinny, as you're being taken?
I'll just keep on just whispering it loud enough for Terrence to hear me, just like she was just a fucking kid over and over again.
Okay. Tom, do you do anything in particular?
Tom is quiet.
Yeah.
Rare
sight for I don't even know these guys.
He said 3.
Yeah, he said 3 of you.
He meant Roy, right? Yeah.
He did. He pointed at the 3. He did not point at Tom. I will make that clear. But you are all taken to your cells. Then when Terrence puts you in his cell, he goes to shut the door. He just says, sorry. Shuts the door. Locks it.
What happens when you don't do anything?
Ben, as he shoves you in, Nick, comes to unlock your handcuffs, and he says, "We do not have time to talk right now, but I'm going to help you get the fuck out of here." And then he turns around and he walks out and he shuts the door.
Can I really quickly before he goes? And if not, I totally understand.
For sure, he's just you. I didn't mean to cut you off. You can definitely say something. He's just it's clear that he's now's not the time to discuss things.
And I don't need it to be a discussion point.
For sure.
I just want to be he's sleeping with Nate's wife.
He acknowledges that information and he stops for a second, acknowledges, and continues walking. Shuts the door, locks it. Tom, you were put in your cell. The door is locked. The sun sets. Drew, you have been in shock, just kind of staring at Sarah's body as it has been left to stew in the remaining sun. And it is still there under the pale moonlight. You have a medkit and a gun with 1 bullet. What do you do? Well, I guess we'll find out next episode. So join us. So we will find out next episode next week to find out what happens.
I hope Roy is tomorrow. I'm just gonna say that right now. I just hope they start with Roy.
All right, so thank you all for watching. Quite the second episode. Definitely felt more like The Remains this one. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my players. This coming Sunday, we have a Teoroth session. Matt won't be there, but Evan's returning. I hope. I need to check with him, but I'm pretty sure he
The
is.
dragon.
So we'll find out more about Evan's new character. So come tune in for that at 2 p.m. Central and see if there's a TPK with an ancient blue dragon. And then a week from today at 6:30 p.m. Central is going to be part 3 of season 5 of The Remains. Then stay tuned at Charm Persons on all social media for more updates. Thank you to my players, the best players a GM can ask for. I say it every time, and I mean it every time. And as always, everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye, Sarah Myers.